What's going on, brothers in the LDBC and those in the YTBC? It's your boy Quest X. I'm coming at you with another video. Now, this video is going to be a little long in length, but it's a video that I feel needs to happen. With the announcement of Manny Pacquiao versus Jessie Vargas, I'm going to touch on a couple of different things. The first thing is that I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how great Manny Pacquiao is. Okay? When Manny Pacquiao's numbers are truly analyzed, when his career against opponents, against top-tier caliber opponents, is truly analyzed, Manny Pacquiao, every last one of his opponents, there is an asterisk above it. In some way, shape, or form, some advantage was given to Manny Pacquiao. And the blatant hypocrisy that comes with the certain fan base of Manny Pacquiao, it's horrendous. It's atrocious. It really is. It's actually disgusting. Let me put it that way. You guys hold a certain standard for your fighter that is absolutely pathetic and pitiful. You look at, the situation as a whole. If you look at fighters who you have judged and ultimately scrutinize them for their opponent selection, and then you give a blatant pass to a fucking fraud. He's a fraud. Manny Pacquiao is a fraud. You guys anointed him as the second coming when he beats up a washed up Oscar De La Hoya, who was, might I add, a fucking walking skeleton. He drained this man, and every fighter thereafter, he fought guys at catchweight. He was the proverbial catchweight king. He still is the catchweight king. We look at guys and we want them to fight at a certain level. We want them to fight certain guys. We want them to prove to us that they are these titans they claim and they walk around and they project themselves to be. Yet with Manny Pacquiao, it seems that Manny Pacquiao can do no wrong. Manny Pacquiao can pick and choose to fight flat-footed fighters. He can choose to fight guys who are naturally bigger and drain them down, weight drain them to the point of exhaustion. And let's get this straight. Manny Pacquiao has never tested positive for performance enhancers. But I know the man was on juice. I am confident in saying that without ever having to sit there and see a positive test from Manny Pacquiao. And you want to know why? Too many inconsistencies when it comes to Manny Pacquiao's camp. And, the proverbial whistleblower, I call this dude like Watergate, Alex Ariza. And the fact that you look at Manny Pacquiao's his own trainer sits there and tries to use this lame-ass bullshit excuse. I don't know what Alex Ariza was putting in those drinks. Trying to absolve himself of any responsibility if it had came out that Manny Pacquiao was in fact juicing. Then you guys got to remember there was that email scandal that came up some time back, and people were saying that, yeah, in the email, they had proof that Manny Pacquiao was in fact on performance enhancers. But all that shit always gets swept under the rug when it comes to Manny, right? Manny can do no wrong. When he was out there whoring, drinking, fucking God knows whatever in the Philippines, you motherfuckers never talked about that. But when it came to certain other fighters, if those motherfuckers blew their nose the wrong way, then they were these horrible, disgusting human beings in boxing, and they need to be banned from boxing, and they're chickens, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But you guys just keep letting it go when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. He fights a drained Miguel Cotto. He fights a drained Oscar De La Hoya. He fights Antonio Margarito who was, I mean, could have been fighting in quicksand, had no sort of boxing IQ when it came. It was just pressure, pressure, pressure. You guys are hilarious when it comes to this dude. And you guys justify it with absolutely no facts. And everything you bring up, we can refute. The people who really watch boxing can refute. All your so-called, well, this is why Manny Pacquiao is this, and this is why he's that. So, Manny Pacquiao is a merc. He always has been, he always will be. He's a hypocrite. You know, personally, I've never even really bought into this whole religious rebirth that he had. Personally, I think it was a PR stunt. Because at the time, this, if anybody else has ever noticed this, Manny Pacquiao went through this spiritual rebirth right around the time the whole scandal about him being on performance enhancers was actually where people were actually starting to do their research and focus on Manny Pacquiao. That's when he had this spiritual rebirth. And if you guys also look at it, the spiritual rebirth came around the same time as that all of a sudden his physical talents started to erode. And it was like a literal overnight situation. See, you guys can take whatever you want. You guys can sit there and listen to Bob Arum, you know, known fucking liars. Stadiums that were never built. You know, contracts that were never sent. And everything can be proven and it's documented that these people are known liars, and you guys will still make exceptions for these people. And it just goes to show that you're not real boxing fans. You see, Manny Pacquiao fit an agenda that you were trying to push. Now, let's look at when I brought up Bob Arum. You know, shout out to Town Biz. He did an excellent video. I caught it this morning on my way to work. And I wanted to respond immediately, but I had to do my own research on this situation. And sure enough, you know what? The flat out disrespect of Andre Ward by HBO is beyond disgusting. See, Bob Arum, you know, is going to try to squeeze every dollar and cent he can out of Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao is just going to do it. He's going to do it because Manny Pacquiao is Bob Arum's slave. Let me tell you something. He checked Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao tried to come out and say, I am not fighting. I'm focusing on, you know, his Congress duties. And Bob Arum told his ass, who puts food on your plate? That's me. You do what I tell you to do. So the fuckery when it comes to Andre Ward in this situation is, so Manny Pacquiao gets to fight a pay-per-view fight in the same month as Andre Ward. Regardless of how I may discredit Manny Pacquiao, the man is a draw, a pay-per-view draw, because he has legions of fans who are going to come out and watch him. Which pay-per-view you think gonna do better? Kovalev or Andre Ward? And do you honestly believe they did not know that going into this situation? And this further adds credence to the fact that we know that HBO is trying to protect Triple G because they're going to use this excuse in the pay-per-view numbers to justify Yuckmouth Sanchez, Tom Loeffler, and Gennady Golovkin for saying, see, well, you know, this is why we didn't fight him. He doesn't bring numbers. He's not a big draw. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And you guys don't see that because you guys do not have a higher, an ability to reach a higher sense of consciousness. You guys don't think about the bigger picture. You guys are just sitting up there begging for crumbs. And they're giving you crumbs and you're accepting it. Whereas as people like myself and others, we demand the best product to be put out there without any sort of backdoor deals or games or shadiness. It's pretty evident at this point that Andre Ward is somebody that they really did not like. HBO really did not like Andre Ward. I believe that they did not want him commentating on fights. I believe that they did not want him to win the way he has won. And the reason why is because Andre Ward is now in a division where they need a certain type of fighter to be the face of that division. And they want it to be an HBO fighter. And as we do know, HBO has an Eastern European agenda when it comes to promoting fighters. They want Eastern European guys to be the face of their organization. Okay? Damn all that chocolatito shit, pound for pound. Number one, who do you see getting all of the attention from HBO? This is one of the reasons why I said Terrence Crawford has to see the writing on the wall. He's being used, okay? It's so obvious that he's being used. Everybody who deals with Top Rank and HBO, if they are not of Eastern European descent, they are being used as stepping stones for these fighters. These shady fighters, might I add. And if you think HBO is not aware of that, then you got another thing coming. If I was Andre Ward, I would be hella pissed right now. But here's the thing. They've already gone into testing for the Ward versus Kovalev fight. I'm going to keep my mouth shut about the whole, drug testing situation because, I'm probably the only one that's on here saying this, and I don't really give a fuck about it. I'll stand on my own, and I don't care whether, people want to co-sign it, they don't want to co-sign it. Sergey Kovalev looked horrendous versus Chilemba. He did not look like the same fighter. And you guys don't find it strange. Nobody finds it strange. You can say that it was angles. You can say that it was Chilemba's awkwardness and that he was tough. But there were still things off about Kovalev physically. Kovalev did not look the same. In fact, he looked very, very sloppy. He gassed out. I've watched Kovalev fights before. The stamina issues he has never had. Yet he had stamina issues that night. He had a full training camp. There was no issues that he reported during training camp. But I find it ironic that certain things about the Eastern European fighters were being documented months before this fight. And he comes in and he looks like that. You can take that for whatever which way you want to take it. I will take it the way I want to take it, and you take it the way you want to take it. But I will not be surprised, I would not be surprised, put it that way, if some shit comes out later on down the road. But this is the kind of shit I'm telling you guys about, and nobody wants to listen. Or rather, you want to remain ignorant to the situation because you're trying to push your own personal agenda. Because you can look at a certain fighter and relate to that fighter, so you want that fighter to be the face of the sport that which you probably don't love, you like, and it suits your narrative right now. So you're going to continue to bash fighters who don't look like you. But this is what I'm saying when it comes to the whole hypocrisy, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, when it comes to Kovalev, when it comes to Triple G. These guys can do whatever the hell they want. Yet you guys will have the nerve to disrespect Guillermo Rigondeaux. You have the nerve to disrespect fighters like when Floyd Mayweather was fighting. You guys picked apart every fucking opponent Floyd had and found every fucking flaw and focused nothing, only on their flaws. Because you knew the level of boxing skill that Floyd was on. So you knew it was your way of not accepting that Floyd was the better fighter, and you knew he was the better fighter in our generation. So you tried to do anything you could to discredit the opponent, so that going into the fight, you knew what would happen, the dominance of Floyd Mayweather, so you could say after the fight, well, see. And you guys do the same thing, but you do it in reverse when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. You know that these dudes he's fighting are tailor-made for him, but you'll come out with every other fucking excuse in the book about why this is a tough fight, this is a good fight for Manny. Knowing damn well these dudes are in perfect position to be lined up for a straight left hand. Knowing damn well that Manny Pacquiao is just going to do these herky-jerky left to right moves, and these guys do not have the ability to just adjust or cut off the ring. But yet you guys have claimed that he's fighting the top fighters in the world. These are like killers that he's fighting. But again, you'll disrespect Guillermo Rigondeaux. You'll disrespect Floyd Mayweather's of the world. You'll disrespect Terrence Crawford. You'll disrespect Andre Ward. You'll disrespect Keith Thurman. You'll disrespect Sean Porter. You guys getting that? Are you? Is it starting to make? Is there something a little similar about these guys? And who's the one that's doing it? Who's the people who push this agenda? It's HBO. It's the writers for HBO. You guys just don't get it. It's ESPN who's in league with HBO. It's like, it's elementary, but you guys don't see that. You guys take everything an unproven trainer like Yuckmouth Sanchez, and did you guys see Sullivan Barrera when he fought Andre Ward? Did you guys listen? Do you guys, I wonder, do any of you guys who are these diehard Triple G and Team Triple G fans, do you guys even pay attention to what's going on in the corner of your fighter when Abel Sanchez is when he's giving instructions? He's horrible. That's why Sullivan Barrera said, "Fuck you, I'm out." And then, what kind of trainer throws his fighter under the bus after it's supposed to be a team? See, even the guys you guys support are like straight up snaky, sleazy individuals who have no loyalty whatsoever. One thing I can give Freddie Roach, and I'll give him credit, Freddie Roach is diehard loyal. Motherfucker talks about putting houses up for his fighters, and he knows how to promote a fight. And Freddie Roach, the one thing I gotta admit, at least he sticks to his conviction. He opens his mouth, he stands by it, and he doesn't try to backtrack after the fight. He'll just sit there and say, "Listen, my fighter, he just didn't do this, he didn't perform on this level, he didn't execute this game plan." But he never sits there and says, "Well, my fighter wasn't ready." Totally discrediting your supposed top-notch level training that, Abel Sanchez all of a sudden is like this elite trainer. Well, who else does Abel Sanchez have? Please, somebody tell me. To get all this recognition. Boxing is trying, right now, there's certain powers that be in boxing, let me put it this way, are trying to push an agenda. They're trying to sit there and put certain positions, certain people to be its face, because they're trying to force out what has dominated boxing for a great length of time. And you know where I'm getting at. There is a certain type of fighter that has dominated boxing for some time, and they do not want that anymore. So you can take this video however which way you want. You can take it as me hating on Manny for basically ducking because it's ducking. This is not, you know, I can't, I'm not going to mince words here. He's a fucking merc who ducked Terrence Crawford. He watched, and let me tell you something. This is what happened. That fight between Victor Postol and Terrence Crawford, they were fucking scouting. And when they saw a young, strong, intelligent, poised fighter who was not going to lay down and would not be intimidated by the mystique that is Manny Pacquiao, they said, hell fucking no. And they cherry-picked Jessie Vargas. This your boy Quest X. I'm out.